And away we go. Just kidding. No, so this is Season 1, Episode 1 of the Everything Under the Sun podcast. I'm AJ, this is Jared, and we are coming to you live from a shithole. So
this is my driveway.
Shut up. Don't tell them. They can't know. No, but so Jared and I are doing a podcast, and it's going to be about everything under the sun. And I guess you could describe it as Star Talk meets Joe Rogan meets Kyle and Corin meets Old School, which Jared has yet to watch.
Yeah, I've not seen it.
Bastard.
What?
It's a good podcast. It's
Maybe
entertaining.
I'll check it out.
Well, how about you do that? You got to go into the ether to find it. It's not on YouTube, which this will be eventually when we put it up. We're probably gonna have to do like 20 of these before we ever get anybody to actually fucking listen. But even one person to listen. But yeah, I mean, I've wanted to do a podcast for a while. So has Jared. So we're doing one. And for those of you who think that it is okay, no, I'm just kidding. No, for those of you who think it's okay to go into the comments section and tell us, oh, we're not under the sun because we're rotating the sun. We know it's an expression, so get over it. But, yeah, so the only topic I wrote down for this, we are woefully unprepared. But, no, what was it, Jared? What was the one topic?
You told me it was everything under the sun.
Oh. Well, that's the name of it.
Well, yeah, I asked you what the topic was. You said everything under the sun.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, new topic. The universe is a plane, and everything is made up of fluctuations on that plane. Do you get what I say?
Yes, I understand exactly what you're saying.
Okay. So what I mean is like, and I think the multiverse theory also applies this, because people think, oh, if the universe is a plane, there's only one of them. No. We are a concentration of fluctuation, and then there's expanse of nothingness. Think of it like, well, they say in quantum physics, right, that everything is like a fluctuation.
Every particle is a wave.
And
or it's a wave in a chord.
Or it's a wave in its own plane.
Theory.
Yeah, it's a wave in its own plane, right?
Of its own one-dimensional plane.
Each one is a wave. But then the universe is a bunch of waves in an expanse of no waves. So there's no energy and nothing around across eternity, across infinite expanse, across as far as you can think.
Exactly.
But there are also other waves in other places, other concentrations of waves in other places, and that's why the universe is expanding faster than the speed of light. It's not expanding, the wave is rippling outwards, which makes a lot more sense than the universe is expanding. Because if every spot is moving away from each other at the exact same rate, and every spot is technically the center of the universe, then how the heck is it expanding? Because you're not expanding, I'm not expanding.
No.
But it's moving away from each other, because that has to do with relativity. It's all relative, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's very complicated, and it's a long conversation. So,
yeah.
But, yeah. But, Jared, you're like the Red Man. Or is it Brian Redman or Red Ban? I can't remember. From Joe Rogan?
Oh,
He's the guy that talks every once in a while. And,
yeah.
You should stop being the Red Man, Red Man, or whatever.
I'll try.
Don't be Brian.
I need to talk more.
Don't be a Brian. Yes, you do. I talk too much. So this is basically the AJ podcast featuring Jared's but and his pity laughs. Well, they are pity laughs, aren't they?
Well, some things are funny. But no, let's get back on topic.
Okay. What is your opinion on food? All food.
That's a jump.
I like making those jumps. No, that was the second topic that I thought about on the way over here. Like, oh, let's talk about like our favorite kinds of foods.
Well,
But like specifically, what is your favorite local food here? For those of you who don't know, which is everyone, at this point, we are in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Oh, speaking of food in Albuquerque, on the way over here, not kidding. Not fucking kidding. You will not believe me. You will not fucking believe me. But I am not kidding. I was driving and I saw fucking Guy Fieri, whatever. Not kidding. He was driving
Seriously?
a blue, souped up Corvette Stingray from like a really old one of the first ones. And I was like, dang, that's a really nice car. And then he drives past me, and I see the white frosted tips and the glasses and the fucking beard and everything. It was fucking Guy Fieri. I know faces. That was Guy Fieri, whatever, however you say his name. Not kidding. That it was him. But yeah, that was.
You're right. I hardly believe you.
I know. It doesn't make sense. But, I mean, it does if he's doing a video here, because he's done shows here.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I was like, what the fuck? That's Guy Fieri. That's fucking Guy Fieri. I know it. But, I know faces, Jared. And that was Guy Fieri's face.
Okay.
And he drives classic cars. That's all he drives, his classic cars. He was driving classic car. An amazing classic car. So... yeah, it's all Guy Fieri. But back to food.
Yes. Back to the second topic.
What is your favorite food place, local food place in Albuquerque?
There's so many I haven't been to.
Okay, I said what's your favorite, not what's your favorite that you haven't been to.
I know. I just have to remember the very few that I have been to.
Well, this is going to be controversial, but not controversial enough. For, my favorite, pizza place here, who does it right. Now, they don't have the biggest pizzas. They don't have the most amazing crusts. They don't have the most amazing anything. But they do it fucking right. They do everything to the letter right. And you know who that is?
Dion's?
Yeah, it's Dion's. Dion's has...
I would agree. Dion's is great.
Like the green chili ranch just moved it up a notch.
Mm-hmm.
It was... And fuck you, we dip our pizza in ranch, okay? It's if you want to comment in the comment section...
Try it first.
Yeah, try it first. Try some ranch on the crust. Like, the crust is the worst part of the pizza always. No matter how good the pizza is, the worst part's the damn crust.
Exactly.
And then if you dip it in ranch... It's delicious. It's fucking amazing. It's like breadsticks on the side of your pizza that you can dip in ranch. So fuck you if you don't dip your pizza crust in ranch. But not actually fuck you. You just comment in the comment section if you hate pizza with ranch. But you should die. I'm just kidding. Don't die. I mean, you will die eventually, but Oh, that's another topic we can talk about.
How in the end nothing really matters.
Well, you could go dark like that, but I was talking about how in the future no one will die.
Oh.
Because of nanobots.
Well, eventually with universal heat death.
Well, yeah. Well, not necessarily, because we were just talking about how there's a multiverse.
True.
And if there's a multiverse, and if these waves are, I mean, obviously we won't be humans at that point. We'll be something else. Hopefully we'll be intelligent, but, we won't digress, but Trump isn't exactly a good sign about that. But, he's really created a backlash that I like. Kind of like, the people saying, oh, Trump will make everything better. But not because of how great he is. because of how fucking terrible he is, he will get everyone to freak the fuck out and actually vote. Because what, 1/3 of the country actually votes?
Yeah. Something like that.
Less than 1/3, because there's like 350 million people in the country, and yeah, only 100 million voted last election. But you know, you had two shit choices, so
yeah,
it was fucking giant douche versus turd sandwich, right?
Yep.
I like how they brought that back. They rehashed that. It's like giant douche versus turd sandwich, and they actually called Hillary Clinton's character Mrs. Sandwich because she was the turd sandwich, and Trump was obviously a giant douche. But yeah, no, it's let's get back to food. We don't want to talk about that the first podcast.
No, a lot of people stopped watching instantly.
Yeah. Everybody's horrible. There. You cannot not agree with that. What else? You know what my addiction is, though?
What?
Absolute addiction. It's every Tuesday. Take a guess.
I don't know what you do on Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday at Bob's Burgers.
Oh.
They're so fucking good.
I haven't had that yet, but you wanted to do a taco roulette.
Oh, yeah, where you put ghost pepper in one. It's not that hot, honestly. Ghost pepper is not that bad. I mean, the thing I like about ghost pepper is it burns in one spot. It doesn't spread. Mm-hmm. It burns there and only there. But then I got a stomach ulcer. Because it only burned there and fucking only there. Because, yeah, I ate too much ghost pepper and it hurt. So. And then I drank some milk and it was fine. But it was because I was eating ghost pepper salsa that I made. Sorry, ghost pepper, habanero, jalapeno, red jalapeno, and garlic and tomato and shit salsa. I was eating that, and that was fucking hot. And then I made it wrong because I didn't put it on the stove, and I didn't cook it enough, and so it tasted like fucking really hot bell pepper, basically. So, but then I put it on the stove and cooked it, and it tasted better. So yeah. But it gave me a stomach ulcer. And then I drank milk, and it was fine. Or stomach irritation. I don't know. But yeah. So, what is your favorite place to eat here? What do you look forward to? Dead air, Jared. You can't not.
I know. I have to keep talking, but
you gotta talk more. Or less.
You made me think of Dion's, and that's like, it's really good. I haven't had their food in a long time.
I need to. There's a place down near where is it? It's down near like the fuck, I can't remember what it's called. The place, the thing.
You're not giving me anything.
I know. Paseo, I-25, where the fucking radio headquarters is around there. What's that called?
I forget the real name. I just usually call it the radio place.
Okay, well, there's a pizza place down around there that, just south of there, that apparently is called, or I can't remember what it's called either, but they make the biggest pizza in Albuquerque. It's freaking huge. It's like a 3-foot diameter pizza, I think.
It's a big pizza.
Yeah. I mean, you can get bigger pizzas at shittier places, but it's the best one that's big. It's the biggest good one. Like Fox's Pizza has a giant fucking pizza that costs $40 fucking dollars, and it's massive, but it tastes like shit. Because they just use crappy dough and crappy sauce and crappy cheese. You gotta use good ingredients. Papa John's had it right, even though they use shitty ingredients too. But yeah, good ingredients, good pizza, not Papa John's. Fuck Papa John, by the way. He's an asshole. He says stupid shit. But I mean, Papa John's, the one thing I do like about them is the pepper comes in the box. That's the one thing I like.
Yeah.
And then you fight over who gets the pepper. If people like spicy food.
The pepper isn't hot.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hot. It's not super hot.
I actually had one recently. It's like not even close to as hot as I remember it being.
Yeah, I know. I remember it being like, oh my god.
It used to be a competition for us.
I know. Like, who can eat the most of them? No one, because they're super hot. Not.
Yeah.
They're not hot at all. But what's great about Dion's, though, and that place I think also makes a green chili pizza, because everybody here makes green chili pizza. It's just a thing you have to do in Albuquerque. If you don't make green chili pizza in your pizza place, you are failing at life. You are not going to get anybody to come back. But Dion's has the fucking green chili ranch. It's so good.
Yeah.
Spicy ranch, surprisingly amazing. And then they also have green chili pizza. Green chili pepperoni pizza is called the New Mexican, which is good. Because it is the New Mexican. It's delicious.
Yeah. Everything is green chili here.
I know. Even, like I said, Taco Tuesday at Bob's Burgers. Wait, tacos at a burger place. What they do is they put it's all shitty stuff. It's not a great burger place. I mean, it's pretty good. Their Rancho burger. They have two. What they do well. But everything else is crap. Like, their chili dogs, crap. They look like diarrhea in a bun. But, yeah. And kind of tastes like it, too. But they have a ranchero sauce, which is made with green chili. And they put it in with in a taco shell with half a burger patty, American cheese, and lettuce. And the ranchero sauce mixed with the American cheese, because the ranchero sauce is super hot and it melts the cheese. And so does the burger patty, but mostly the ranchero sauce. It mixes into like a ranchero cheese sauce. And it's so fucking good. Like, I would get a taco with just that in it. I'd throw out the lettuce and the fucking burger patty. That is so fucking good that I would eat that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's that good. But you can't, because it's very, very spicy. But yeah, it's pretty good. But what else? What else, Jared? What do you want to talk about? Come on, think. Use your brain. Come on.
Space thing.
Space thing? Okay. Spaceballs. Speaking of Spaceballs, did you hear about this is going to sound like a tangent. It is. Did you hear about the 2020 Tesla Roadster? I mean, obviously he did. Everybody did.
Yeah.
And did you hear what the 0 to 60 time is?
No.
1.9 seconds. That's ridiculously fast. That is the fastest car in the world.
Yeah, there's like no reason to have that unless you're racing.
Fuck you. I want that.
Okay.
But I can't afford it because it's $250,000. Hey, if you all subscribe, then maybe I can get $250,000 and buy a 2020 Tesla Roadster. But it'll never happen. So, I mean, unless you want to subscribe. But who the fuck wants to listen to this voice for 2 hours? How long are we doing it?
I don't know.
Did we even check the time when we started? Okay, it was like 1...
It was like 10:15.
I don't even know what time it was. It was a time, but yeah, it was... Yeah. So, we'll just keep that on. Yeah, so... We'll go till 3 o'clock? 3 o'clock? Sounds good?
Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay. So, yeah, so the 2020 Tesla Roadster, or the next gen Roadster, I think it's what they're calling it. It's gonna go first. It's 0 to 60 time is 1.9 seconds, which is just ridiculous. The next fastest is like the Bugatti Chiron, or maybe it's the Koenigsegg, I think they call it. I don't know. Koenigsegg? Yeah, that sounds right. And it might go, I think it's like 2.2 seconds, 0 to 60 time. So 0 to 60 ridiculously fast. Possibly 300 miles an hour. They promise 250 plus miles an hour. but possibly 300, which is insane. That's fucking
That's
bonkers.
fast.
That's Formula One racing right there. That's what that is. But there is Formula E, so it could probably do it. And then guess what the range is?
1,000 miles.
Well, no.
Yeah, I know. I would hope so.
But it is 1,000 kilometers.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the first electric car to be able to go 620 miles, I think it is. Which is...
Sounds about right.
Yeah, which is fucking ridiculous. That's really far.
Yeah.
And then the semi-truck's going to go like 500 miles in pulling a fucking truckload.
Yeah,
and it's going to be the fastest semi-truck ever. Like, yeah, get a fucking semi-truck that can run fives. Okay, that can run 5 seconds 0 to 60 times. Okay, sure, why not? But yeah, it's very fast. But the reason I brought it up, referring to Spaceballs, it's going to, you know how the Tesla Roadster goes ludicrous speed?
Yeah.
That's what they called warp speed in Spaceballs. It's going
No, they did say warp speed,
but maximum plaid. It's going to go maximum plaid. And then, like in Spaceballs, it you know how it does the lines? And then when it goes even faster, it turns to plaid. It's funny. They're making fun of Star Wars, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's going to show plaid on the screen when you go to plaid. When you put it in maximum plaid mode.
That's hilarious.
I love Elon Musk. He you know that show Muskwatch on Nerdist?
Yeah, I have seen that one.
Yeah, that one's entertaining. Those guys are really entertaining. Can we be your cousins? Can he be our space uncle? Can Elon Musk please be our space uncle? Because we love Elon Musk and we really like your show. Thank you. Bye. Speaking directly to you two guys, what are their names? I can't remember their names.
Oh man, I can usually remember their names.
I know. What the fuck? Now that we're recording it, can't remember. But yeah, those guys are really. And then they're really entertaining. And then his show, Because Science.
Mm-hmm.
I love that one. And it's got its own channel now.
Yeah.
Have you been watching any of those?
Of course I've been watching those.
I watch every single one. Except for the fucking anime ones. Fuck that shit. That's not scientific. Unless you're talking about The Last Airbender, which is the only anime I like. I'm very opinionated about this. Fuck anime, unless it's The Last Airbender. And no, The Life of Korra, or is it The Life of Korra? Or
Legend of Korra.
The Legend of Korra is not as good as The Last Airbender. It is worse. Significantly so.
Yeah. Like, I lost interest in that one, like, instantly.
Yeah, I lost interest in The Last Airbender at the last season, the very last season.
Yeah, it was really good.
Until the last season. And then it was just like...
They had to speed things up a little bit and get things done.
Speaking of speeding things up, fucking Game of Thrones. Whatever. The last season was just like, how quickly can we get through it? How quickly can we get through it? Can we not have them talk ever? And apparently, the writers, people on the internet would be like, made a meme about them always walking through whenever they would have a discussion, like a political discussion, they'd be walking through gardens. And then the whatever. But no, Jared's pointing to crap because he's a dumbass.
You're pointing to crap first.
Fuck you. No, you did it first. No, once they pointed it out on the internet, they stopped doing that completely. Like they were like, no more walking through gardens. You can walk through gardens to get places and not to talk. But yeah, but they didn't take a cue that they were fucking like travel is no longer a time thing. Like it fucking took, and even in the last season, it took It took, have you watched any of it at all?
You're gonna yell at me for a second because I've only watched the first 3 episodes of the entire series.
You fucking jackass. What shows have you watched?
Rick and Morty. Walking Dead.
Fuck Walking Dead. Sorry. Not sorry. I don't like zombies. Okay, wait, another tangent. I'm just gonna take over the podcast. This is my podcast now. I might kick you off eventually. You'll just... again, he's the fucking Red Man. Or Red Band. I don't know how to say his name. I can't remember what it is. Red Band seems right, but I'm pretty sure it's like a company. And Red Man seems about right. But, you know. So you should get a laptop or something and start Googling shit. And I'll just sit here and talk. No, and then people are going to be like, I need to stop saying that too. I need to stop saying, people are going to be like, them hoes be like, I don't know. Them bitches be like, I'm just going to say all the cuss words right now. Except the N-word. I do not condone or approve using of the N-word. The C word, however, you can say it as long as you're Australian or British. That is really funny. But if you're American and don't say it all the time, it just sounds wrong. It's very harsh. So it's like a hard T. But, you know, the Australians, they say it with like a little nyeh on the end. And it gives it like a little playfulness. Like, hey, you fucking cat. Like, you know.
Well, it means something completely different there.
But, like, when people say it in America, they're, like, pissed off and they're about to fucking kill you. But, like, in Australia, they say it, I
believe it refers to a friend.
Yeah.
And mate is a stranger.
It's like, hey, fucker. Nope, not the equivalent. Hey, man. Like, man is basically the closest thing to cunt in Australia. And now I'm saying it and I'm American. Fuck. But, no, we're in New Mexico. It doesn't count. People, I don't know if any of you guys know this, but we're not in Mexico. We're in New Mexico. And a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah. Completely different.
Completely. And
this
know...
This is a part of the United States here.
New Mexico was named after... was not named after Mexico.
No, New Mexico was before Mexico.
I know. New Mexico was named Mexico before... the territory or the area of Mexico. It was a small area. It was like the capital. It was like, I can't even remember, but it was a tiny little, it was like a city or a territory, and it was called Mexico, and they called New Mexico territory, which was made up by, of Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, and Utah. So it was fucking massive. And they called all of that New Mexico. Well before Mexico was not called New Spain. So New Spain was what Mexico was before New Mexico was named before... New Spain was what Mexico was called before New Mexico got called New Mexico, and then Mexico was called Mexico after New Mexico. There you go. I got it. It's very confusing. But, all we have is fucking Breaking Bad and green chili. That's all we got. That's all we claim.
That's all we're known for.
I know. Like, why can't, like, Colorado's got Denver, snowboarding, weed, other things.
Exactly.
And we have green chili and Breaking Bad. That's it. And even green chili is like a minor thing that barely anybody knows about.
Yeah, everything that anyone comes here for is to see the Breaking Bad filming locations.
I mean, we're called the Land of Enchantment. We have fucking Carlsbad Caverns.
Exactly, that place is cool. That's a huge cave.
We've got, and it hasn't even been fully explored yet. It's one of the largest cave systems in the world. We've got White Sands, where all the sand is fucking white. I don't know if you want to see it. It looks like fucking snow.
It's all gypsum, but yeah, it really does look like snow.
And you can literally slide down it, like you can sand dune boogie board or whatever it is, like sand dune surfing or sand dune boarding. I don't know.
Sand slide.
Yeah, it's a thing. And then you can go even farther towards where they drop the nukes and get radiation poisoning.
Yeah, we got that.
Yeah, we got that.
That's a thing.
That's definitely a thing. We have for all the people wanting to do harm out there, that's going to get us in trouble. But even though it's public knowledge. We have the largest cache of nuclear weapons in the world here in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Or right outside Albuquerque. Right next to the military base. But they're not active nuclear weapons. They're being dismantled, decommissioned, and sent over to like northern Texas to be put in nuclear storage. And then nuclear waste. I believe
that stopped for some reason.
Yeah, well, probably a leak.
No, but, I mean the dismantling of them.
Oh, we know why.
Yeah.
And cough. Wait. Shit. Okay, there you go. I had a loogie because I was talking. But yeah, so big nukes here. And
you know how many there are?
Like 17,000.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's way more than anyone needs.
Yeah, like really, we really need 17,000 nukes in Albuquerque. Just so you know, if we ever get into nuclear war, Albuquerque's gonna be first on the list.
Yeah. Also, if you take a look at a map like of all the mines here, there are so many uranium mines.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Don't want to fall into one of those. Come on, looking green.
Yeah.
Or with, a tail growing or some shit. And by tail, I mean tumor.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got half the people who are here are for the friggin' military base, and the other half are for Sandia Labs, and then there's the rest of us. And we don't count.
Yeah.
We're just here working at McDonald's. Because seriously, if any companies want to come here, there's like none. We have a massive workforce that needs work. Me included, which is why we're doing the podcast. Maybe we'll make some money. Probably not, but you never know. Hedge our bets. Never put all your eggs in one basket, right? Which is why I'm trying to get another job. But, yeah. Jared, what job do you have?
I don't have a job.
Oh, you should probably get one.
Yeah.
What are you looking into getting?
I don't know.
Good to hear. So you're getting a car. What kind of car is it?
Oh, yes, I am getting a car. It's an old truck.
Okay.
It's a
description.
It's a 66 Ford F100.
Okay. Does it actually run?
Yes.
And when's it getting here?
It'll be here this year.
That's a very large timeline.
The first half of this year.
Okay. If you said last year, like at the end of last year, this year, then yeah, that would be like, okay, yeah. This month. That would make more sense. Is it almost done being
Yes,
fixed?
It's almost done.
Okay, what have you seen any pictures?
Yes, I have.
Do you have any?
I do.
I want to see pictures. And then you can entertain.
I am getting it repainted.
What color?
Oh, I would like it to be a nice red and white.
That's a good color. Does it
like
have
a white
drive?
Like white on top, red on the sides?
Is it 4-wheel drive or no?
I don't know.
How do you not know? That's one of the things you should look into when getting a fucking car.
It might. I'm not sure.
How about you ask?
Well, I do know that it has some
But
seriously...
it's coming from Oregon, right?
Yeah, it's in Oregon. It does have some seriously overdone suspension. So no matter what you put in the back, it's not going to squat at all.
Okay, then. Can you turn up the brightness on your phone?
Of course I can.
Like, good God.
Let's see. Find some good pictures.
It's blue right now?
Yeah. It's a short bed.
Okay. It's interesting. Huh. Okay, what else? Let me see.
And it's actually,
It doesn't look bad. It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
But you think you'd be able to take it off-roading?
They're durable trucks.
Yeah. And it's old as fuck. So, okay, what the fuck is this?
That's a very fixed up one. That's a turquoise and white.
Yeah, but it's a lowrider one, and
I know.
those are fucking...
Who makes a lowrider truck?
I hate
that
those.
Makes me so
they're
mad.
everywhere here. They're fucking
2
retarded.
inches off the ground. What the hell?
Yeah, no. If you have a lowrider truck, kill yourself. I'm not telling anyone to actually kill themselves, but
If
KYS.
having a lowrider truck completely defeats the purpose of having a truck.
I fucking hate them.
If you
And
put
then even
anything
worse,
in it,
even
it's sitting
worse.
on the ground.
Is it called a dunk or I think it's called a dunk.
I haven't heard the phrase.
Okay, it's a truck that's super high off the ground with tiny little wheels.
No, those are ugly.
I know, they're
Those
just
are
the
so
most
freaking
retarded.
ugly.
Like, I'm talking like a
Sorry
few
if you have
feet
one
up.
of those, but it's
Like, you can get a 4-inch lift, and that seems like the upper limit of what I would get on a car.
Yeah.
We're talking like a 4-foot lift. Like, you can walk
The
under
kind
the
you need
car.
a kind of ladder.
And then it's got lowrider wheels on it. It's not a monster truck. It's a fucking tiny little thing. But what else is this?
That's the it's being assembled from 2 trucks because each of them have parts that don't work, and it's being put together with the parts that do work.
So you're getting a nice ass classic car for free as a present.
I will admit that my dad is putting it together for me.
Is this a video?
I think that's just a picture.
Okay. Well, it said play. Okay.
Oh.
Well, that's
it might be a slideshow. It is a slideshow.
Okay. Oh, cool. For those of you who can't see, it looks nice.
Maybe we'll put some pictures up on the monitor.
No. That's way too much work. We are not... When we get, like, 100, 200 subscribers, then we'll start putting shit up. But until then, not happening. Oh, here's a video. A terrible video.
It is a terrible video.
Dang, I can't stop coughing now. Maybe I should drink the water we got. The reason I'm probably coughing is because I probably have nodules on my vocal cords. Okay, I'm just gonna die for a second. I'm gonna pause it. And we're back. That was, we paused for like only a minute because, holy shit, I had something stuck in my throat and I was dying.
It is. I do just have a quick comment. I do find it kind of annoying when, like, they're talking on a podcast and they say, okay, we're gonna be right back. Okay, we're back.
Well, sorry. Well, I did say I need to pause this for a second.
It is just a little thing.
Okay, we won't do it again unless I die again in the middle of fucking talking, in the middle of a rant. But yeah, I probably have like that's probably why my voice, like 2 years ago, my voice was not this raspy, because it sounds raspy to me on the recordings, but yeah, it wasn't this raspy, but then I got a cold, and like a really bad one where I was coughing for like 2 weeks straight, and then it's never been the fucking same since, and I think I have nodules on my vocal cords because of it, and it drives me crazy. But it's also fucking winter here. It's cold. Even though we're in southwest United States, we're at 5,000 feet above sea level. And
it's a desert. It's cold. It's not cold enough for snow, but it's...
I mean, it is cold enough for snow. Look at the fucking mountains.
Well, yes. The mountains are like another couple thousand feet
Well,
up
yeah,
there.
they're 12,000 feet above sea level.
The snow we've had here is like, there were a couple flakes on the ground and that's it.
Yeah. Yesterday, it was so fucking cold. So cold. And I walked outside and I was just like, okay. I looked outside before I walked outside. And I was like, oh, that doesn't look bad. Walk outside. Holy shit. Like, there was frost forming on my frickin' teeth. It was cold as shit. But it's not bad the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I would like to live in Colorado, though. Not mountains, Colorado, but like just east of the mountains. So Denver. Around there. But north of Denver because Colorado's expensive as fuck. Maybe if, we would raise the minimum wage here in New Mexico. Because the fucking minimum wage here is the federal minimum wage.
Yeah, it's
way too low.
That's not fair.
Yeah. Like, if I were to work at McDonald's, I'd get probably, and I were to work there for a year, or Walmart. Actually, Walmart raised their pay recently, so I would actually get more. But let's say McDonald's or Wendy's or some shit like that, it would be $8.50 an hour. That's horribly low. Like, I make more money irregularly fucking doing manual labor work, and it is ridiculously low pay. But, we could raise the minimum wage, and that would fix it, right?
Yeah. There's a little problem with that.
What?
In the state, like, in huge debt.
That's not how that works, Jared.
Just saying.
You do know how it works.
It can play into it.
No, it doesn't. I mean, we are in debt. We're not really in debt. We're like $60 million.
It's minuscule compared to the nation's.
Yeah, I know. That's nothing compared to what now $18-19 trillion that we are in debt.
That is so much money.
Wait, I'm completely wrong. Is it 18 or 9? Is it 18 trillion or is it 8 trillion?
So we need to do a quick Google.
Yeah, do a Google search. Because I can't remember what the debt is. I know it's gone up.
It's so high.
Well, now the yearly debt, the deficit, not the debt, the yearly deficit, which adds to the debt, is $1.2 trillion. What the fuck is that? Like, it used to be like 600 million under Obama. Now it's 1.2 trillion. So much for fucking fiscal conservatism.
Okay, it's 13.62 trillion.
Okay, I was completely off.
Wait. For a combined total with some other things of 18.96 trillion.
Oh, never mind. I was right.
Yeah.
So yeah, $18 trillion in debt. That's a lot. Most of that is student loan debt, which is unnecessary and unwarranted, because in other countries they don't charge for fucking college education. Yeah. And it's not like these colleges are making a fuck ton of money, are needing to spend that much. They're just paying for all these fucking like little things. Like, they make money off their sports teams. They don't have to spend money on them. And they make money off the students. So they've stopped being public companies or publicly financed institutions and started becoming fucking for-profit entities. And also, they spend tons of money on paying speakers to come speak at colleges. Why don't you just have people who want to talk about shit come talk about it for free publicity?
People who want to talk are a lot cheaper.
Yeah, I know. People who want, like, they fucking pay to have these fucking assholes come talk for about nothing for half an hour. And then you pay part of your tuition to that, a good part of your tuition to that. And what do we get out of it? A shitty fucking speech. And they get book sales. Like, if they want to sell their fucking book, they can talk for free. That's how I see it. And you can charge us less for fucking college. Like every other country.
Mm.
I mean, if you want to go to Harvard, yeah, pay a lot. But if you get into fucking, I don't know, Berkeley, which is a California state school, you shouldn't have to pay for it. But yeah, no. And all these people arguing, all these Republicans who are all old, I mean, some of them are young, but most of them are old, and most of the people who are against lower or free college basic or super old and basically went to college for free anyway. Like it was $50 fucking to go to a university in the 60s. A semester.
Man.
I mean, yeah, $50 was more like $300, but still, that's nothing.
That's still a huge difference.
That's literally half as much as it costs to go to CNM, which is a
local community college.
Which is a fucking community college. And that's one of the more expensive community colleges. That's the top-notch community college in the state. Yet, it's $200. Or, no, $700. And, what is it for UNM? Like, $17,000?
UNM, expensive.
It's like $20,000 a year, basically. When all is said and done, it's $20,000 a year. So, it's fucking expensive, and I don't have that money, so I'm going to the community college right now.
How the heck are you even supposed to afford that?
You get student loans and never be out of debt. That's why the national debt is $19 trillion.
So, like, you just go to college to pay off college.
Yeah, basically. Because most people never pay that off.
There are still people paying that off, and they're, like, way old.
Yeah, and you're better off not going to college at that point. But I'm fucking not getting student loans. I refuse to get student loans.
Never get a student loan.
Don't fucking do it. If you can avoid it, just work through. Like, if you can take a year off, get a really good fucking, I don't know, become a welder or learn a trade or something. Like me, I'm trying to be a pilot, and pilots get paid a good median wage job, and I've already gotten in at a company to fly for, so multiple companies actually. But so I'm trying to get my pilot's license and make like $30,000-$40,000 a year. Once you move up in the ranks, you can make $30,000-$40,000 a year. Which is a good median income. So then I could pay for college.
Yeah.
But until then, I am not getting my degree. Or at least my bachelor's degree. I'll get an associate's degree, but yeah. Right now I'm working. I get paid like what, $45 a day in total?
I don't know.
Well, shut up. I was expecting you to do the math. But let's get back to your car. Your car.
My car?
Your car. Your khakis. Khakis. I'm sorry. The Boston accent. So funny. And everybody from Boston, I know that you're not going to Harvard. Those are all people from not Boston. I mean, there's probably some people going to Harvard, but that live near Boston, but not in Boston. At least not Southie. No, Southie. You know, never mind. You've never seen The Departed. The Departed?
No, I haven't seen it.
You've never seen The Departed?
No.
Yeah. It is a great fucking movie, though. It is one of the best movies ever. It's so fucking good. It's got, who is it? You know, those guys. The Departed. It's got The Departed. No. It's got everyone in it. I don't know. Pull out your phone and look up The Departed. It's got, Matt Damon, what's his name? It's got, Mark Wahlberg, Matt Damon, Leonardo DiCaprio. Who else? Shit. What's his name? He's hilarious, and he's always the angry guy. He was in that great old movie, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Jack Nicholson. That's it. I'm not one with names. I'm great with faces.
Yep. Leonardo DiCaprio, Jack Nicholson, Matt Damon, Mark Wahlberg, Vera Farmiga. I don't know.
She's not. Martin Sheen, Alec Baldwin. Is a top-notch cast, top-notch movie. It's fucking good. It's an amazing movie. But, yeah, there's tons of other Why did I go off on that tangent?
I don't know. Thought we were talking about my car.
Oh, that's why. I'm sorry, Boston. But people from Boston don't have enough money to go to fucking Harvard. Like, I don't have enough. You know how much it costs to go to Harvard?
I don't want to find out, really.
Yeah, no. Fuck it. Go to your local college, because Harvard is expensive. So all the Ivy Leagues really are expensive. I mean, Yale's expensive. Princeton's expensive. Mm-hmm. Would you consider Yale an Ivy League? I mean, I think so.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. I mean, it's Northern California. So is it really Ivy League? I thought Ivy was like... because it would grow... Like, the ivy vines would grow on the side of the buildings. And that doesn't grow in Northern California. I mean, it might. But probably not. It's not local to there. But, such a good movie. So, your car.
What do you want to know?
What kind of engine does it have?
It's got V8 something specs that I don't know.
Does it have the original engine?
Yes. Okay,
so it'll be easy to work on then.
Yeah.
The old V8s are fucking tiny. Like, compared to my engine, like, I have a 5.7 liter V8 Hemi engine, and it's fucking massive. And I've seen those tiny little V8s from the old trucks, and they're like they're like half the size. They might as well be a V2, which is just a 2-stroke, but whatever.
Yeah, it is the original engine. There isn't a lot of other stuff under the hood.
Well, yeah.
There's a lot of space.
Lots of space, yeah. Okay, let's talk about the car I'm going to get, though. Because I'm going to sell this car. Or my car. This car.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we confess. We don't have a good sound stage or anything. A good thing with good acoustics. So we're sitting in my car. which is why Jared said we're in his driveway. Because we are. I mean, it's a nice car. It's got great sound deadening. Like, you can't even hear the wind outside. It's windy as fuck. You can't hear it at all. It's really good sound deadening. You can barely hear the gigantic engine under the hood when you turn it on. But that's because it's a Chrysler 300 from, like, 2006. Just got the Hemi engine. It's a pretty good car. Great condition. Anybody want to buy it? I'm selling it. $10,000. First, it's only got 69,532,000 miles on it. Yeah, low miles, 2006, old car. Not old car, sorry, newer car. Newest car I've ever owned. The last car I owned was a 1997 Ford F-150. So, and it had over like 140,000 miles on it. So, yeah. But I'm gonna go back to an old car. I'm gonna go get a 1998 to 2001 Jeep Cherokee XJ. The sport one, 2 doors. No, not 2 doors, 4 doors. Because they're great off-road cars. They got the inline 6, which lasts forever, and it can pull a trailer, but not a giant trailer, a good sized trailer, which I need. And it can go off-road, and it's got 4-wheel drive, and it's got tons of legroom compared to Jeep Cherokees, or not Jeep Cherokees, Jeep Wranglers. And yeah, they're super customizable. Like, you can see the screws everywhere in the car. Like, it's just screw you. No. I'm so funny. But yeah, it's a cool car. And I want to ask you something, Jared.
What?
Will you help me work on it if I get one?
Sure.
And I'll help you work on yours. Because I'm very lazy and I need someone with smaller hands than me to be able to read shit. And if I get a Jeep Cherokee, I'd probably need an oil change, a fluid drain, a transmission drain, or a coolant flush, a transmission flush, probably just an oil change. And probably will need new rear shocks, or new rear suspension, because it doesn't have shocks in the back, does it? I don't think. It's got leaf spring leaf spring suspension in the back. And also, probably just new suspension all around. Lift it probably like 4 inches. Nah, fuck 4 inches. 3 inches, because 4 inches is too high. People who lift it too much, you can't drive it off on the road ever again. It's just like, it's way too much. But a nice small lift is good enough for off-road capability, and also can still be a daily driver. And it's pretty fuel efficient for all the other off-road capable cars. I mean, other than the 4-cylinder Jeep Wrangler. Speaking of which, how many cylinders does that have?
I think it's 4.
So it's the shitty one. I don't like the 4 cylinders.
I'm pretty sure it's 4.
If it has the inline 6, then it'll last forever. But if it has 4, it's got a lot of shit to be worked on. But yeah. What year is that one?
93.
It has not been taken care of well. It doesn't look very good. Like, I see all these like 90s Jeep Wranglers that look amazing on Craigslist, and that is not one of them. And the interior is trash too. Like, what the fuck, man? Take care of your shit. But it's your mom's, so yeah, it doesn't count. But yeah, what do you want to talk about?
Let's see.
I just opened the door because it was getting steamy in here.
It's hot. Get a breeze.
Crosswind
breeze. Let's see.
Now that I've confessed that we're recording in a car,
Yeah.
I can open the fucking door. But yeah, you got... Oh yeah, talk about your 3D printers. You're really into 3D printing.
3D printers. They're cool.
Okay, let's talk about future tech.
Yes.
You're boring.
What kind of future tech? Quantum computing? Rockets?
That's not going to be really useful for consumers for a while.
For a while. Future tech.
Yeah, future tech. I can't wait until we have augmented reality, either glasses or contacts or just in your head. Which is all... Speaking of which, let's go back to nanobots. Fuck, that's cold. Okay, close the doors.
Go back to nanobots. We mentioned that for like half a second.
Yeah. Nanobots. First off, they're going to be more like artificial cells, because they're now making They've reached the limit of mechanical size, like how small you can make things mechanically.
Yeah.
So now they're making them using chemistry, which is essentially living organisms. Essentially. I mean, they're not... I mean, you could consider them living, right? Cells. They're basically cells. Yeah. Like, the nanobots are going to be a mix between mechanical and chemical, which is biological, mechanisms, which will make it so that you can, alter your brain chemistry to make you like see things in your head. You'd be able to connect to the internet with your brain, which will be fucking weird. It'll be sort of like the Matrix, where you can just plug in and download karate. Except you won't plug in, because you'll...
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, Wi-Fi. They didn't think of Wi-Fi, did they, when they made the fucking Matrix?
No.
Like, you don't need all those goddamn tubes coming out your head. Plus, humans are terrible power sources.
Well, the original plot for the movie was they were CPUs.
Oh, that's a much better plot.
Well, yeah, but computers were so new at the time that they didn't want to confuse the public.
fuck you guys. You just made it more confusing.
Well, that's what they did.
So we should just dismiss the whole they are batteries idea and accept that they were using them as CPU power, and the movie makes much more sense then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Even though you don't need us for CPU power either. But then again, if you turned the Earth into a computer, like used all its surface area for computing power, you could run fucking, I don't know, 10,000 Earth simulations in one. So
You did a lot of stuff with a computer that big.
Yeah. So, yeah, it doesn't make logical sense. Now, what I don't like is the idea that the AI is going to take over, and we're just going to be fucked. And then, you seen the Orville?
Yeah.
It's a very good show.
You're going to talk about Isaac.
Yes. Isaac is from a...
what species is he?
He's an artificial life form.
And what planet is he from? Because I can't remember.
I can't remember either. It's something with a K. Yeah. Kalon. Maybe it is... No, that's the other one. Maybe it is Kalon.
It might be Kalon.
It might be. Or it's the girl that's from Kalon.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I know Bortus is something else. I can't remember. They just made fake ass names.
Yeah.
Basically copying Star Trek. Even though the Orville is what Star Trek should have been, like the original one, is significantly better. It's funnier. It's more thought provoking. Special effects are significantly better for the budget they have.
Yep. Have you seen Star Trek Discovery at all?
Yes, it is fucking terrible. Fuck that show.
I stopped watching
when it was like, oh, they're fucking shrooms in the universe. Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
That's not how that works. A spore drive, basically, it's like the same as mushrooms, except they extended through the entire universe. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. Fuck you. And you can't teleport using shrooms. Like, you just took shrooms, you just did fucking shrooms, and wrote the entire fucking season. They were like, dude, let's make a Star Trek where we take shrooms, and then we write
It's a universal gateway.
Yeah, it's a universal gateway. And then they go into another... oh, yeah, you haven't seen this, but they go into a parallel universe.
The mirror dimension? Or?
No, a parallel universe. Mirror dimension is from Marvel, jackass.
No, I'm talking about... like the, what is it called in Star Trek? They have the mirrored universe where it's the Terran Empire and
I guess they're copying that.
Well, except the Terran Empire was from even before Star Trek Discovery is taking place.
True. But yeah, they go.
But I haven't gotten that far into the season.
But they go there using a spore drive. What? And, oh yeah, and then the animal that they plug their computer into.
A giant tardigrade.
Yeah. What? Tardigrades, their whole thing is that they're tiny.
Yeah.
Like they don't have enough mass to be exploded. To be exploded by the fucking vacuum of space. But no, it can teleport through the universe and it degrades the tardigrade. Fuck you, first of all. That is wordplay that I am not okay with. Degrades the tardigrade? Really? Okay, that's specifically what they said. It degrades the tardigrade every time you jump. First off, you're not jumping. You are bullshitting your way through the universe.
Yeah.
Like, Star Trek used to be scientific, and now it was just like, no, we're gonna be all hippie, man, with the fucking...
Yeah, and you know what? During Next Generation and Voyager, they had, tachyon emissions, whatever. That's acceptable.
Yeah, that's acceptable. But fucking shrooms that teleport you to different places in the universe and other universes...
That is bullshit. Some of the dumbest story writing.
Yeah, and I don't think there are parallel universes. I mean, if there are infinite universes, there mathematically have to be parallel universes. But I don't know that there are. Because, like, the idea that there is a parallel universe right next to us that, like, on the other side of a veil. No, that's not how it works. It's somewhere else in the universe that we cannot, but not our visible universe.
Well, yeah.
In the ether,
we'll call it,
I guess.
Yeah, the ether.
It's just the emptiness, and then there's, like, different spots. It's like acne. You know something about that, Jared, right?
Come on.
But no, it's like acne. It pops up in different places.
But
what really sold that idea for me, though, is that if you add up all the positive matter and negative matter, or antimatter, is it antimatter? Yeah.
It's antimatter because it can't be negative, man.
Yeah.
It's just an opposite charge.
Yeah.
It still has positive mass.
Well, if you add all that up, all of it in the universe, in the visible universe, it equals 0. Which means that it's nothing. All this is nothing. Because there is another place where it is negative nothing.
Yeah.
So, all of this is nothing, plus the negative nothing equals nothing, so therefore nothing did come from nothing. Which makes mathematical sense.
Exactly.
So, it's
a larger scale of Hawking radiation.
It's a larger scale of a atomic fluctuation. That's it.
Yeah.
And when you the idea that you cannot the third law, is it the first law or the third law?
Which one?
Of thermodynamics.
The
matter cannot be, or energy cannot be created or destroyed.
It's one of them.
It's one of them. Yeah. We don't have it right in front of us, so.
We don't have all this stuff memorized because.
Who the fuck cares? No, I'm just kidding. We care. It's very interesting. But if it cannot be created or destroyed, it's just like how a wave works. You can't dissipate a wave without an anti-wave.
Yeah.
Like you can't, if you make a wave in a pool and you make another wave, the peaks make the other peaks bigger and the valleys make the peaks smaller, but they can't cancel them out without the other one. You can't just stop the wave with your hand. You would then create another wave.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like the wave transferring through a barrier. So like turning solar energy into electricity, or turning motion into kinetic energy.
And we were talking about the other parallel universes.
Yeah.
There is the theory that they are exactly in the same position as ours.
But they wouldn't be the same atoms, obviously. They wouldn't be the same waves.
It's the strings on a different frequency.
Yeah.
But that's
I don't agree with string theory. I don't think string theory is great. I think wave theory is right. Is that a different thing or the same thing?
We have to look more into this a little.
Yeah, I like the idea of wave theory because it makes more sense. If every particle comes into being because of a wave in the ether, let's call it, which you can think of as an expansive nothingness in nothing. But if space and time are the same thing, how are they connected? Like, we don't see space and time as the same thing.
But they are the same thing.
It's very confusing, Jared. Like, I'm looking at a mountain right now, right? And how is that time? Like, that's made up of waves right there. You are made up of waves.
Consciousness is made up of waves.
Waves on a plane. It's basically what it is, though. But then I think, okay, if all atoms are fluctuations or waves in a plane, then does that mean that if the universe is a bunch of waves and a bunch of tiny little waves and a bunch of giant waves all in a plane, does that mean that our universe makes up a larger universe of waves? So our universe is an atom in a larger whole, like, operation.
Could be.
Like, our universe is a tiny little operation in an even larger operation, but we think of it as a large operation because we are, in it. And it's all we can see. And now, I don't think that our fluctuations, like atoms, I don't think they're universes. Just because we can go super small in them. You can't go super big yet. You can't see. You can only see visually. You can only see 100 light, or no,
13.
It was 100 light years not too long ago, but
wait till the next telescope comes out.
I know, right? But
it'd be cool.
Visually, you can see not that far away.
Yeah.
You can sense the microwave background radiation, which is how we see the entire universe.
Yeah.
But we only can see the visible universe because of the speed of light.
Yeah, so it's like objects that are 13 point something billion light years away.
Yeah.
That emitted light that long ago to reach us now. Yeah.
So, but when you look that far away, you're looking 13.4 billion years in the past.
Yeah.
Which is cool. But now, what if you got a wormhole and went to the very edge of the universe? It would be today's time. You would be in current time. Mm-hmm. You would skip forward in their time, and nothing would be the same as what you saw when you looked at her. But also,
well, it would just look different because it's not time travel.
Yeah, it's not time travel. It's distance travel.
Yeah, it's instantaneous.
Yeah, so you would never be able to see the edge of the universe.
Yeah, exactly.
Which means...
But isn't there that other theory that that our universe is a plane that exists on the surface of a 5-dimensional sphere?
Don't fuck with me, Jared.
Allowing for you can travel in a straight line forever and end up exactly where you started. I don't understand the math of this because I cannot picture this.
Yeah, no, we can't. But people say that we're not 4-dimensional beings. We are. We perceive time. Therefore, we're 4-dimensional beings. Now, we can't manipulate time.
Well, yeah.
But anybody...
I'd say 3.5 because we can only go one way through time.
Well, no, you can go back in time. You'd just have... Well...
You'd have to
create a wormhole. Yeah. You would have to create a wormhole where you sent and put it on a spaceship. Put one end on a spaceship. Keep another end on Earth. Send it to Alpha Centauri 5 at 99.9% of the speed of light. And then back. Then put them right next to each other. And if you went through, you'd be 10,000 years in the future.
Yes, but that time difference will always be the same because both portals moving through time. If this portal, the portal in the future, is
by the way,
because of its...
We can get to wormholes in a second because you will never be able to go through a wormhole. You will only be able to go through a portal. You can possibly send information through a wormhole. If it doesn't get fucking destroyed, it probably will. But if it doesn't, if you can calculate how it would be destroyed and reconstructed on the other side, then you can create a wormhole. However, you can never go through a wormhole and live. You know why? Because each end is a fucking black hole, goddammit. Like, that's what a wormhole is. It's 2 entangled black holes. And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why entangled particles are interesting. What's really annoying, though, is that you cannot take an entangled particle and send information with it by changing it. Like, if you don't know which one's which, if they're entangled, it's basically like Schrodinger's cat on a fucking microscopic level. And that's it. But, what's annoying is you can't send information back and forth at the faster than the speed of light. Why not? I want to. But with entangled black holes, you may be able to. Because you could send information through the black hole.
Well, that depends on how fast it can, or how much the black hole slows down the information.
Well, I'm assuming it speeds it up, doesn't it?
It's the information view of the universe speeds up.
Oh yeah, shit.
If you fall into a black hole, you will see the entire universe live out till the end.
Damn.
And then
So
you will reach the center of the black hole.
In the process, you will be ripped to shit.
I'm just saying as a perspective view of a particle.
Now, what would be interesting is if you could create a structure in which you create an outward push of gravity, so it counteracts the gravity affecting you, and basically you have a gravitational bubble while going through a black hole. But we do not know how to manipulate gravity yet.
Effectively negative mass.
Yeah. So you'd have to have negative mass to go through a black hole. Or you could create a bubble of antimatter?
No.
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 Dark matter? No.
No. That's all affected by black holes.
So what is something that isn't?
Anything that is not affected by gravity. Or at least...
So nothing.
Anything that it has positive mass.
Well, no, because dark matter is making the universe... It seems like it's having a negative...
It creates gravity.
No, it doesn't. It has a negative effect because it's what's causing the expanse of the universe.
But it's also what holds galaxies together because they don't have enough mass.
But it's also what's making it go faster apart, isn't it? What the fuck? Those two don't add up.
Or is it... I'm just saying something because I just thought of it. What if between galaxies there is concentrations of negative energy, which is the opposite of...
Well, it is the opposite. Obviously, antimatter is because antimatter has to exist in abundance in the universe, abundant as matter.
But that has positive mass,
which is fucking weird. But
it's just an opposite charge of a particle.
Yeah, I know, but that makes it sound like it's. First off, can we talk about how amazing magnets are? Like,
I know.
People do not appreciate how fucking cool magnets are.
I think about this all the time.
They're literally pieces of metal that manipulate quantum fields to push away objects that they do not interact with, not without using quantum fields. And that means that electricity is a quantum field.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean you can make unlimited electricity by manipulating quantum fields?
No.
Damn it. Well, you create motion with magnets. You can create motion using create motion and electricity using either electricity and motion. Mm-hmm. So it's a very effective transfer of energy.
Yeah. But each requires input of energy.
Yeah. Could you use antimatter as the energy? Well, antimatter plus matter just makes boom.
That is the most efficient release of energy possible.
Basically, it's a nuclear bomb without the fallout.
Basically, it releases almost all, 99 point...
Would there be fallout, though, from one of those? Antimatter hitting matter, would there be radiation from it?
Yes, there would be a lot.
Well, no, there's, what kind of energy does it release? They've never actually told me that. I've never seen anybody actually explain what kind of energy it releases. I know they say it explodes.
We have antimatter. That is a fact.
Yeah.
We can create it, and we've
experimented with 12 atoms at a time. That's the most we've held for a minute.
Actually, we were able... I believe it was 40-something.
It was 40? Last I heard it was 12.
It was 40 atoms that we were able to contain for 7 minutes.
7? Well, that's well, things like this are progressing very rapidly.
Yeah.
Because, a year ago, they would have said antimatter doesn't exist. You were just wrong.
Exactly. But now...
it's a mathematical thing, but it's not real.
But it is real.
And now we're making it.
Yeah.
And but they're making anti-hydrogen atoms.
Yeah. The very light ones.
Yeah. So, have they tried making anti-helium atoms?
That's another step.
When you can create anti-iron atoms, then you'll be able to hold it for much longer. Because iron is a much more stable element.
Mm-hmm.
Or lead, one of the two. Because
very heavy ones.
Nuclear, when like a nuclear bomb happens, they deteriorate into lead. It goes from hydrogen to lead, or the hydrogen bomb. When you do uranium, it goes from uranium to lead.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a chain reaction. But soon they're going to be able to actually create fusion. Is it fusion or fission? Can't remember.
Let's see.
I'm pretty sure it's fusion. Yeah, fusion.
Fusion, the star power, fission. Take the next part.
Nuclear bomb. Yeah. Okay. So, fusion is where you compress hydrogen atoms until...
But that also involves quantum tunnel.
Yeah, but that's not how they do it. They heat up a ball of plasma.
That's how the sun does it,
But the way they're doing it is they're using all three technologies that have been attempted to create one, and they're putting them all together. They're taking, which is just heating shit up really hot. They're using magnets to rotate, to move
plasma at very high speeds.
At nearly the speed of light. Nearly. And when I say nearly, like, I'm talking 80-something%.
It's still very, very fast.
Yes. But they're moving in a circle very fast. And then it creates a plasma. And then they open a door, literally. And a door opens where the plasma leaves that chamber, goes into another chamber, and then pistons compress it where it gets to, like, 10 million Kelvin or some shit.
It's hot.
It gets super fucking hot, which creates a fission reaction where it, creates no nuclear waste. And then you take that and you funnel it into a basically steam-powered power plant. So essentially, we have been creating electricity, other than solar panels. Solar panels are the only new kind of energy creation. Like, it's all been different ways of turning a fucking turbine. Up until solar panels. Until solar panels, it was all, we're just going to figure out new ways to turn this thing to make electricity. They have not evolved very much since the dynamo, which still works really well. Like an old ass, you could take a dynamo from the 1900s, early 1900s, and turn it, and it'll work. That's how fucking plungers for dynamite worked. It was just a dynamo, and if you took a really old one, and like took both the wires in your hands, it would shock the shit out of you. Like, it's like literally a taser level of electricity. But yeah, solar panels are a significant advancement. Like, people underappreciate how advanced solar panels are in comparison to the old ways of making electricity. Which is amazing why we don't have solar panels on every single house.
They're expensive.
Not for long. Have you seen that? The reason they're expensive is because you get a layer of silicon crystal.
Yeah.
And a perfect layer of that. But now, and they would literally cut it with a saw. And then you'd lose the same amount of width that you would get of the little chips by cutting through it. But now they're using... What are they using? They're using particle accelerators that accelerate... I don't know what kind of particle. In a type of atom. I think it might be
They
helium.
usually do hydrogen.
I think it might be helium.
I mean...
Because it doesn't bond as well.
Yeah, helium doesn't react with anything.
Because silicon bonds with hydrogen really well. So, but they're shooting it at it, and it's going 3 atoms deep, and they do it all throughout the entire structure of silicon crystal, and they do it, yeah, against the whole thing, and then they just break off a 3 nanometer piece. Is that 3 nanometer? 3 microns? Can't remember.
Small.
It's 3 something. Might be 3 atoms thick actually. But and then they basically flake it off, and that you have a significant, like 10 times thinner piece, which means it's much more efficient and much cheaper to make because you lose none of it, and it's significantly faster to make also. So you can make 10 times as much with the same amount, plus, so essentially getting 20 times as much out of what you'd use for one, just by using particle accelerators, which is cool. But they're not using round, or like CERN has.
The really big ones.
Yeah, the really big ones. They're using straight particle accelerators that just shoot it down one tube.
Well, yeah, that would be a lot cheaper.
Yeah. And they're also doing it in like a mass bundle where it's a cloud, and they just shoot it. And my stomach is grumbling like crazy. You got me thinking of those freaking tacos, man.
That was like an hour ago.
No, it wasn't. When did...
No, that was 30 minutes ago. Wow.
No, it's not.
Oh, wait. Quit.
You're wrong.
It's already 2:45.
Damn. We've been talking for a while.
Yeah.
We're almost there. Okay. But, science is cool and stuff. But we were...
I think there were things we were going to touch on, but then we didn't.
Yeah. What else? What else you want to talk about? Nah, we're kind of near the end. Yeah, fuck it. No, let's keep talking. We got 15 more minutes.
Let's see.
Because right now we're at an hour and a half, which is basically a Kyle and Corin podcast. They've gone for 2 hours before, though. Okay, what's your...
I did see that people are complaining that they put a Tesla in space.
Seriously?
They're complaining because it wasn't a scientific thing.
Fuck you! It's hilarious, and it created a shit ton of publicity.
Exactly.
For both SpaceX and Tesla.
And if it wasn't that, it's a demo flight. They would have done it with a block of concrete.
Yeah, that's boring.
That has absolutely no value.
I know.
At all.
Now, like, those blocks of concrete are not celestial bodies registered by NASA.
Yeah.
But
a car is. And cars are familiar to people, so it's a lot cooler when you put one
and when you have
a
camera on it. That's the coolest video I've ever seen of it out in space. Like, that could just be a screensaver forever. Like,
I still mean to make that my screensaver.
But it was cool as shit, and it's such a big rocket. Yeah. It's a massive rocket.
Yeah. Last time anyone tried to light that many engines at once, it blew up.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah.
Talking to the Russians.
Yeah. But it wasn't as big as the Apollo rocket.
Oh, no. But the next one is...
Yeah, the next one's going to be significantly larger.
Actually, no, it's shorter than it, but it's wider.
But it's also significantly more powerful.
So much.
Like, what is it, twice or 3 times as powerful?
Oh, I can't remember.
But it might actually be 4 times as powerful as Saturn V. Because it is excessively large. And it's so simple, yet so complex, but so simple.
Exactly.
Because it's one rocket booster. Yeah. And the frickin' spaceship itself is capable of going into low Earth orbit.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. And landing out of low Earth orbit.
But I'm just going to name the thing because a surprising amount of people have not heard of this thing.
It's called BFR, which I at first thought stood for Big Friendly Rocket, because, Big Friendly Giant. Like, that seems like a connection he would make because he likes making connections to books.
I like that.
Except, no, it's not Big Friendly Rocket. It's Big Fucking Rocket. which is even better, honestly. It's in line with him calling, him lettering all the Tesla products as sexy. S3XY. Sexy.
I didn't know he did that.
Yeah, he did that. You didn't notice
No.
that? Yeah. So, but the next one's going to be the Y, right? I think it's going to be the truck, the Model Y.
Yeah.
Have you seen the pickup truck version of the Tesla Semi? It's insane.
I haven't seen that.
It's huge. It's literally a pickup truck version of a Semi. it makes the F650. It gives the F650 a run for its money as the biggest pickup truck. Because the F650 is basically a semi-truck with a pickup truck bed made by Ford. And you have to climb into it with a ladder. But the Tesla Semi is bigger. Because it's an actual semi. And it can go 500 miles in 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. You know what the 0 to 60 time of a normal semi-truck is? Under full load? It's about 1 minute, 20 seconds. So, just destroying the competition. Just fucking demolishes. Plus, almost no maintenance. Because it's a fucking electric car. That's the one thing that really draws me to an electric car. That really draws... Like, yeah, it's the great that you can park it in your at your house and it'll charge up overnight and you never need to... Like today, I had to worry about going to get gas. Like, I didn't know I was going to have enough gas to get to where I was going. So I had to go get gas. But with an electric car, you just get home as fast as possible and plug it in, and there you go. You just got to remember to plug it in. That's not hard to do. And then in the morning, fully charged. There you go. But the thing that draws me to it, but the thing that really draws me to an electric car is the fact that you have zero maintenance other than tires and brakes, which you gotta change almost never. Like, very rarely.
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna break, and unless you break it. Unless you drive your car into a freaking wall. First off, it'll save your life because it's got the biggest crumple zones of any car ever. So there was a crash in a Model 3 like a week ago, I think it was, where the driver was like, where the driver said, well, 2 things could be better. First, put a plastic screen over a plastic piece over the screen because or underneath the screen because the shattering glass got all over them, and then and it was much sharper than that kind of glass.
Yeah,
because that's a different kind of glass. That will shatter all the way through and then won't cut you, but that turned into big shards.
Yeah, that doesn't just crack like with the thickness of the glass. It can get really thin.
Yeah. And then the other thing was that you open up the glove box on the screen, so then kind of get the freaking paperwork out of the glove box. So, because the screen was broken. Well, they had to pry open the glove box, which the car is totaled anyway. But they had crashed into a dead stopped car at 60 miles an hour.
Wow.
Yeah, head on, and they walked away from it with 0 injuries other than a cut on their arm from the glass.
That's really good.
Yeah, so if you could just fix the glass thing and make it so that you can open up the glove box, like, say, program into the car, it'll open up after an accident automatically. And there you go. You got the safest car in the world.
Yeah.
Like, the people who responded to the call said it was that normally people don't walk away from accidents like that. Like, normally they're carried away if they survive at all. But no, with massive crumble zones and airbags literally everywhere. It's literally the safest car that you can buy. A Tesla is. Not necessarily the Model 3, but Like the Model X or Model S are probably a little safer because they have larger crumple zones because they're larger cars. Especially the Model X. But then again, the Model X have the gull-wing doors, so if you were in a rollover, I mean, they still open even if you're in a rollover, unlike certain supercars who have the butterfly doors. Or is it butterfly or
the open like that?
Oh no, they're gull-wing doors. Those are gull-wing doors, and the Model X has falcon wing doors. So he named it after his rocket, which is cool. So but yeah, I really want a Tesla, but I will never be able to afford one. I mean, maybe I'll be able to buy a used Tesla in like 5 years. But when everybody's driving electric, it's going to be awesome. Especially off-road cars are better to be electric because so much fucking torque. Insane amount of torque.
Yeah.
And there's an very off-road capable car that's a fully electric car. Now, if they could expand the battery pack, it's only got a 60 kilowatt hour battery. That's pathetic in comparison to Tesla. And it's got a massive roof that you could easily put solar panels on, and they didn't do that. Come on, when is someone gonna put fucking solar panels on a goddamn electric car? Because what if you get stuck out in the middle of nowhere? If you just sit there for a fucking day, like if you have stuff in your car that you can survive for a day, and it's a last ditch effort, you can charge up your car enough with the solar panels that on the roof, which a big enough roof, you could have really big solar panels up there.
There was I think it was some kind of hybrid they did put a solar panel on, but it wasn't
big.
It wasn't big at all. It was like 1.5 by a foot. It didn't do anything.
The Behringer B1 is a very off-road capable car. Okay, get this. It's the entire interior, first off, is metal, and you have really nice leather seats and all that. But the entire interior is metal. And, like the floors and shit and all that. But where you would be putting your arms and your legs and stuff, where you need to be comfortable, it's comfortable. Where it doesn't need to be comfortable, it's not. But the front opens up, and there's a passageway through the entire car. Like, you can open up the front gate, like a tailgate. The front opens up in two sections like this. And you can open up the front tailgate. For those of you who can't see, the front opens up in two ways. Just look it up. It's on Google. It's called the Behringer B1. Or the Bollinger B1? Bollinger?
Search something with that kind of word.
Yeah. It's Bollinger. It's the guy's last name. He has a weird last name. B1, and you can open up the front and the back and put in boards as long as you want, because it's literally a passageway all the way through, and the entire car's flat on the bottom. So, because the batteries are underneath the floor, and then the floor is completely flat all the way through, and it's made so that you can fit like 16 2x4s all the way through. Now you can, if they're like, I think not 18 feet, so they're like 12 feet long, I think, then you can fit them all the way through and close everything up. Or you can close the front up and open up the back. Or you can open up the front and back and just drive around with giant boards sticking out the length of a fucking school bus sticking out. And you can fit like 120 full-sized sheets of plywood in the back and close the tailgate. And the back seats fold up, and it's water tight on the battery, so you can go through water. And there's two motors in it, so it's 4-wheel drive. And it's very square. It's very much like a Jeep. It looks entirely like a Jeep. But it looks different from a Jeep. It looks like a Jeep and a Land Rover mixed together, just even squarer. And it also has, I think you can fold down the front windows. You can turn it into a truck where you only seat two, and you can do this yourself, kind of like a Jeep. And you can move the back window forward, and have a short bed truck, or you can have basically the difference between a Jeep Wrangler and a Jeep Cherokee. But
we've talked about cars 3 times in this episode.
Yeah, well, cars are cool, man. Do you not like cars?
I like cars.
I think they're cool. And I'm talking about cars more because I'm looking into buying a car.
Yeah.
But we talked twice about electric cars, so we're still on the science topic. And it's a really cool car, and this is totally an ad, not paid, totally free. Go buy the Behringer B1, except it doesn't come out till like 2020. So, but I would also wait until they until they put a better battery in it, because that's a shitty battery. Only 60 kilowatt hours. It's only got like a 200-mile range, which is nothing compared to the 400 miles you can get in a like Tesla P100D. Is that 400 or 350?
I can't remember.
It's a lot. It's a lot more than the Behringer B1. But 200 miles is still enough. But I mean, I want excessive. I want an excessive number of batteries. And it's also got what is it? Orbital lifts? Is it orbital, or where the axle is higher, and then it's got a gear. It's got gears on where the wheels are, so that it drops them down, so the wheels can be lower while the axle is higher up, so you can clear higher objects. They're really expensive, basically. And they put them on really expensive lift builds and stuff, because you don't want to hit your fucking axle when going over a giant rock,
Yeah.
So, yeah, those are, and it complicates the steering system entirely. But yeah, it's got a flat roof, an entirely flat roof, like perfectly flat, perfectly square. You could cover the entire thing in solar panels easily, and it would charge your car. So more people need to do that, because I've been waiting for that forever. Like, come on, Tesla, get your shit together. Put some you own Solar City, goddammit. Like, you bought Solar City. Like, you merged with Solar City, so put some solar panels on the roof of your cars. And you can make flexible solar panels, so why not just make the entire surface of the car a solar panel? Solar panel material isn't ugly looking. I mean, it's a little ugly looking. But
if you don't do it right, it's ugly.
Yeah, but if you do it right, it looks kind of like a little bit like, not entirely, but it looks kind of like when they make cars entirely out of carbon fiber.
A little bit.
It's more meaningful than just painting a fucking car.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, you can't paint it. But, black was what the color of the Model T came in. So that'll be the color of your solar panel, too. Okay, that's been episode 1. I think it's time to end it.
Yep.
It's 3:01, so we're gonna go now. Thank you for listening, and have a nice day.